Hi everybody, this is Chris Steele from Fun Infused Games. I said I was going to try to do these videos a little more frequently, and well, it's been a couple weeks since I did the last one, but at least this is less than like over a year, so I'm making progress, baby steps to frequent updates and whatnot. So we're going to look again at Bad Caterpillar. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been working on since the last video. Uh, it's mostly polishing. I feel like this is something that a lot of indie developers that are first kind of starting out miss out on because like feature wise, Bad Caterpillar right now it has everything that that I wanted to put in, and it's really at this point it's just playing the game and trying to gather feedback and looking at the game and saying, well, that's not quite right, that could be better, that could look better, that could play better. It's not really adding a lot of new stuff so much as it is like just kind of smoothing out the existing stuff and making it better. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the changes that I've made, and a lot of them are cosmetic. There are a few sort of weapon additions, gameplay changes, and it all just comes from playing the game a lot and not focusing on just completing tasks, but focusing on spending time with the game, kind of getting a feel for the game, getting a feel for just little things that can make it better because they might seem little, individually, but if you make, 10 changes, 20 changes, like it really piles up and it really shows when you kind of get to the finished product. If you can spend a couple months, I know on a little game that might be challenging. On a big game, I would hope you can do that. But if you can spend the time, it really pays off. If you can spend the time once you've pretty much feature completed your game, um, I I think it really makes the product so much better than it would have been otherwise. And I would so strongly recommend you guys try to do that if you can. So I'm just gonna get in and play and kind of talk as we go about what's changed. So um, level select screen. The one thing I did is I dropped the names. I had first and last names, and then it seems hardly necessary to call somebody like Champ Smith or whatever these guys' previous names were. So they sound more like call signs. I think this, which works good for like a ship kind of fighter sort of game. So that's the real change I made on this particular screen. The next screen I added gameplay or gamepad keyboard was the default control, but there's also mouse control. So that was probably the last big feature that I had to add uh, before I went to release. So I guess I lied if I said I was just polishing since we last talked. I did add mouse support, but we're gonna go gamepad keypad or gamepad keyboard right now. I changed some of the quotes for a few of the players there, not too much. Um, the turn that down. All right. The mad timer at the top. That's the timer on the top before these enemies get mad and kind of go crazy. I changed that to be a lower amount because I felt like for people that are just getting their feet wet on this game, it was like far too fast before that mad happened. Because as you see here, you start getting spiders coming, the caterpillars speed up. I changed these spiders. See the purplish spiders here? Those are the spiders that shoot webs at you. And previously it was just normal spiders that kind of bounced around all over the place. But now it's the web shooting ones that I thought was more challenging and kind of more fitting to, hey, everybody's mad and now I've got to worry. It's a lot better having them shoot at you, I think. In the top right, I added the player's name. Pretty insignificant, but just a nice little touch. Same thing with the actual scoreboard. It's a lot more defined, I guess. Before it was like a whiter kind of transparent border on all the orange kind of score surround, and it just makes it kind of stand out a little bit more. And then there's some readjusting. And as I play, you might notice when I get special weapons, um, the score moves down a little bit, and then a special weapon bar appears. Previously, it was down all the time, and the special weapon bar just sort of appeared and disappeared as is. But I think it just looks a little bit better. I mean, it doesn't affect anything, but it's just a better look to everything. I'm hoping I added a couple new weapons, and I'm hoping that I can get one of those. I guess I can force it to. Nope, that's not it. This is your sort of standard spread shot thing. It's really powerful. I think one of the new weapons that I kind of like better than that one. I'm not sure it works better, but it's more fun. That's a new power up right there, and I just missed it. For the game, it just basically sets the mad timer to the full amount, because you know, that's a new thing, because that mad timer wasn't in the game until kind of recently. Spread shot again. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. So this is a split shot, and it's really cool. Like when you shoot something, it explodes and then it shoots out into the sides. So you can really just like kind of pack a wallop. You can just blow up all kinds of stuff, and there's basically explosions everywhere. I literally just added this today, and I think it's one of my kind of favorite weapons in here, and it's gonna make for some really cool screenshots when I get around to that time, because I mean, as you can see, just the amount of like destruction I was causing with that weapon is kind of crazy. Like, yeah, I did some stuff like previously it was every oh sweet, I got that again. Yeah, see, I mean, you can really just wipe out things. So you see, like on right now, take a look at the top bar. That's how much of this special weapon I have, and see it goes down as I use that, and you'll see the UI sort of adjust itself like when I run out. But I lost my track. But yeah. So we still got bombs. This blue bomb is a level bomb. It explodes as soon as you get it, and what it basically does is it sets all the blocks in the level to being like one hit before you destroy them. The blue scorpion you just saw is also new. He's a little bit faster than the other scorpion, and you know, thus he gives you a little bit more points when you kill him. There's also one new sort of thing that was that I added, and I wish I wouldn't have killed that scorpion. Okay, we're gonna watch this blue scorpion as he comes. He'll go across that way and he'll come across again. Okay, he came across up where you see that orange block. Watch when he gets up by the blocks again. You can kind of see what happens. If you would ever do that, what a jerk. Okay, there you go. See, he hits that one, and now that one changes to orange. And what's gonna happen if I wait long enough? I'm not. Hold on. Okay. Now, when that caterpillar gets down and starts hitting that orange block, see, they all turn mad instantly when they hit that orange block. So it's sort of a new thing. Like when you see the scorpion, you want to kill him before he hits the blocks. And if he hits the blocks, then you want to destroy the block before the caterpillars get to it, because they're going to start getting mad, and then they're just harder to deal with. It's sort of like a minor kind of thing in there, but it adds an extra gameplay element to the scorpions themselves that wasn't there previously. You're seeing a lot of Steam not connected errors too, and That's because I'm logging achievements as I'm going along here, but it can't actually save achievements if it can't reach the Steam API, and I just don't have Steam running right now. I probably should have, but that's that. Here's that split gun again, and see, it's just making a mess of the level. So, but oh, I did change. It was a while ago, but I did change the behavior of that moth. It was kind of a son of a bitch in the previous versions, and at this point, it's a little more kind. I think the biggest thing that it did before that was challenging is that it would go off the bottom of the screen, and then it would just kind of come up from the bottom of the screen where you couldn't see it, and that would lead you to thinking that it was gone, and then suddenly die. And there's really one thing I mean, not one thing, but I mean it's something you really want to try to avoid, is making the player feel like they got cheated. Like, hey, that was a cheap death. That was bullshit. Like, where did that come from? Uh, so that was one thing I changed. Now, see, when he gets to the bottom, he goes back up. So he never really leaves the screen and ends up hidden like he did before. So he's always kind of visible until you kill him. So that just reduces those chances for cheap deaths that you previously would have experienced. Oh, I think you know what else I was talking about before too that I kind of lost my train of thought is these level cycle colors. And previously they used to do that every 5 levels, and with this update I went through and I added a whole bunch more different color schemes. So they're kind of variations on existing stuff, but it just makes it so it doesn't feel so static if you change every couple levels. Like, it changes 3 levels now, and that just feels like a big difference. I might actually add a few more. I mean, it would be awesome if I could change every level, but at this point, there's really 30 levels before things start repeating, and that's a lot of different sort of tile sets to create differently. So, I mean, we'll see. I might do something, and I might do something, with the final tile sets after you get 30, where it's random, so it's not always the same. I haven't really quite figured that out. I mean, right now my to-do list on this game is, extremely small. I'm gonna look into adding like a homing weapon, so that kind of it's not gonna go everywhere all over the screen like a Contra 3 sort of homing thing, but it'll be sort of a gradual, like, if the caterpillar is a little to the left or a little to the right, it'll go that way at them. I think that'll be a worthwhile weapon. I want to add, items and stuff, weapons, where they make sense. Like, I don't want to just be like, oh, hey, here's, let's have 10 weapons for the sake of having 10 weapons. Like, I would much rather have 6 weapons that are useful that you want to play with than, 10 weapons where, 6 of them you don't care about. And I think I got a pretty good mix of that right now. And I think the homing weapon is a worthwhile one that people like to use. The split one that I added in that I showed off a little bit here, I think is actually really cool, and might end up being one of people's favorites as they play through the game. But yeah. Anyways, I don't have a lot to do left on this. I'm anticipating probably finishing it up and getting this out on Steam by the end of the month, I hope. I've just there's still more polish. There's still some new little things that I want to add, but it's shaping up really well. And anyways, that's that. I promise you, the next time I do one of these videos, I'll try to do it sooner than 2 weeks, and I will try to talk about things other than Bad Caterpillar. I've got a lot of in progress games and some older games that I think would be fun to check out and kind of talk about, like, why I did this, why I did that, yada yada yada. So anyways, gonna sign off for now. Thanks for putting up with me for 15 minutes here. I think that's probably, I'm gonna try to keep these videos to about 10-15 minutes, so I don't want to go too long. But I want to be able to cover things and ramble on nonsensically, for a little bit. So if you enjoy these, please subscribe. I think there's a button somewhere around here. I haven't done any hand gestures this night, so there's some hand gestures for you. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks.